This morning, President Biden announced the U.S. is sending additional military aid to Ukraine. Listen.
We're in a critical window now of time where they're going to set the stage for the next phase of this war. And the United States and our allies and partners are moving as fast as possible to continue to provide Ukraine the forces that they need, the weapons they need, the equipment they need, their forces need to defend their nation. Today, I'm announcing another $800 million to further augment Ukraine's ability to fight in the east, in the Donbas region.
All right, to break all this down, I want to welcome in our senior national security analyst and former Undersecretary of Defense, Robert Wilkie, and with us, military contributor and retired Brigadier General Blaine Holt, who's a former U.S. Deputy Military Representative at NATO. Gentlemen, welcome back. Always enjoy having you. Secretary Wilkie, I'll start with you. Do you feel like this is the right approach by the White House? I mean, I think it's great that we are sending more aid to them, but are we sending the right things to help them win the war? Are we just helping them sustain the war?
Right now, all we're doing is helping them survive. Right now, they are looking at a Russian army that has condensed its original 4 axes of attack into one solid punch. The terrain is very different here. This is open-ended except for the Mariupol district. This is terrain that lends itself to tank battles and artillery duels. We are not giving them the tanks. The Poles are ready to hand over hundreds of them. We're not doing that. We are not giving them the MiG fighters to continue a combined arms operation against Russian forces. Just give you an example. In junior high school, my father commanded an artillery battalion in the 82nd Airborne Division. He had 60 artillery pieces. That's 60 artillery pieces with 450 men. The first tranche of 800 million gave the Ukrainians 18 artillery pieces. That's not very much. The second tranche will get them up to 50 or 60. That is not enough. We have to pour in the assets that we already have pre-staged in Europe. We have the logistical ability to do this, and I'm afraid we're not doing it as rapidly as the Ukrainians need.
Speed is the key here. General Holt, this new arms package that Biden announced today includes over 120 Phoenix Ghost drones. Pentagon spokesperson John Kirby, he talked about those today and said they have similar capabilities to the Switchblade drone. So they were actually rapidly developed by our U.S. Air Force specifically for Ukraine. But in your mind, how realistic is it to be trained on this? What is the timeline to be trained on how to use these drones?
So thanks for having me. It's always a pleasure to be on with the Secretary, and I couldn't agree more with where he is at. We have got to go beyond just keeping them on life support or in stalemate status in Ukraine. And the one place where I would agree with the President is we are at a pivotal point, and we are loaded with opportunities here to stop this right here, right now in Ukraine, if only we'll put the right things as fast as possible into the Ukrainian hands. And so now to your point about the ghost drones and the switchblades, I can't stress enough how important the training is. The good news is this: effective training can happen rapidly on these types of systems, and you can employ them very well.
Like a day or like a week?
A week, 10 days. The nice part is also our Ukrainian counterparts, very fast studies on this and doing it because they're fighting for their lives in their country. So it doesn't take that long. Here's the problem. What I'm hearing on the ground from my sources is the training is still not that good. And as you know, we all know that if you don't have a complete command of a weapon system, you can get into collateral damage, and it can actually be worse than if you didn't have it at all. But it's welcome news that these systems are coming in. All I would say, and all I would urge our nation and NATO nations, is drop the bureaucracy, move at the speed of heat on this. We're at that pivotal point that the President's talking about.
Secretary Wilkie, let me ask you this, because President Putin and the Russians today have reinforced that they are going to have cyber attacks on any country who's helping Ukraine, obviously the U.S. being one of those. What should the response be? All the time I hear well, we can't really help it. That's just too bad. But this is also a form of warfare.
Absolutely. And it's interesting that the much vaunted Soviet or Russian cyber warfare failed in the opening stages of the fight against Ukraine. We have the ability to take down any system, particularly economic system, in the Russian Federation. It should be made clear to Mr. Putin that there's not enough damage he can do to us that we can't double. And that also includes our British and NATO allies. Let me say something about the level of attrition that is going on here. At the height of our civil war, we were suffering on both sides 20% casualties. Putin is now experiencing about 40% casualties. The 8,000 mercenaries that he has sent in, the Chechen thugs and thugs from the Middle East, over 4,000 are already dead. So to build on the general's point, we have to move with speed. The Ukrainians are doing everything that they can to stop this. They're inflicting tremendous damage on the Russian military, but there will be a point where incrementalism will force them to move back because they will run out of munitions.
Well, let me ask you, General, I only have a few seconds left, but Putin today, he claimed that he won Mariupol. The mayor is saying, hey, that's just not true yet. But does this invigorate him, or is it just enough to quell his thirst for victory? Only about 30 seconds left.
There's nothing to quell his thirst for victory. He has got to get to May 9th and make some sort of statement. I'm very concerned another shoe is going to drop. The blockade of Mariupol is nothing more than assisted genocide, and that's what it is, and that's what it should be called. And this is a desperate thing happening in Mariupol right now. We need to watch this carefully.
General Holt, Secretary Wilkie, always appreciate your time. Thank you.
Thank you, Lindsay.